Like,
I absolutely oppose
what
that
is
too.
Donald Trump gonna do about that?
That's a great question. Here's the thing. We need to make a clear distinction. So people who are here in this country legally, that's a problem that exists in itself. Okay, it's a terrible, let me finish. Now, people who are in this country illegally did not have to be here if our immigration laws had been enforced. That's why. So that's a clear distinction. I want you to keep that in mind.
For example, the shooting that happened in the nightclub last year, it was a US citizen.
I agree with you. That's a big
It
problem.
wasn't an illegal person who caused, like.
And I didn't distinguish that or see that as a lesser issue.
Yeah.
But I recognize that, and that does show too. Here's a real third rail, Islam itself. We really need to have a healthy discussion about this. In the Netherlands right now, there's a gentleman named Geert Wilders. Now, he has some really radical ideas. He thinks the Quran should be banned, that mosques should be closed, all of them. He distinguishes, as I do, Islam, Muslims. Every human being has natural rights. Every human being has natural rights. That's a Western concept, by the way. That's not a Middle Eastern one. It's not an African one. When we're talking about the kingdoms that were there, like the Kingdom of Mali, for example. That Western ideal, I don't want to see forfeited. And with Islam, with Sharia, what's written in the Quran, it is very much in conflict with our values in this country. We need to have that conversation. They're having it in the Netherlands right now. Yes,
So I assume you're a Christian, right?
absolutely.
Have you read the Bible?
Yes, I have.
The Old Testament?
Old and new. Please talk about the Old Testament.
Well, I mean, the fact that Christianity has been more modernized than Islam.
Okay, I want to make sure you finish your question. I'm really bad. I sometimes cut people off, so I want you to be able to finish before I respond.
Well, yeah, well, it's more of a statement. I mean, the Bible is just as horrendous as the Quran.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, two things, and even many Christians aren't aware of this. There is an Old Testament, there's a New. We're under a new
And
covenant.
somehow the New Testament is supposed to nullify the Old Testament.
No, it doesn't. That's a great question. It fulfills the New Testament. Excuse me, the Old Testament. So I'm going to give you some theology here. I'm not preaching at you. You do not have to believe it, but it's in the book.
Okay, y'all.
Let me finish. Let me finish. I want to be respectful for him. When Christ died on that cross, he fulfilled every sin, every law. And he said so himself. It's even prophesied in the Old. You'll see it in Isaiah 53, 54, 61. You'll see it in Jeremiah. You'll see it in Ezekiel 36. Yes. Now, we're talking about like moral behaviors. Absolutely. That's outlined, you can see in Acts 15. But if I sin, I'm not going to die. In the Old Testament, you sinned, you died. If you were sassy to your parents, you got stoned. If you,
Sorry, let me cut you off.
So-
It's the same guy.
yeah, but his wrath is fulfilled at the cross.
The point I'm trying to
It's a
make is
new
that the
covenant,
Quran-
baby.
While I don't agree with the Quran or Islam,
Okay,
but that
I'm
is
glad,
the
I'm
same.
glad we have that agreement.
Yeah, but I mean, like, showing special treatment for the religion that you were raised in, the book that you were brought up believing was true, just axiomatically. I
Well,
mean,
here's something funny. I wasn't a new covenant